one. They put out a couple volumes in the last 10 years or so, and it had Dave Bautista and Samuel L. Jackson. Went to theaters. It was a decent film too. I enjoyed it. And it's weird, you're right, because nobody knows it. The company that distributed it, I want to say it was Saban. They didn't tell anybody. They didn't promote it. So
right.
Anyway,
really
but Red 5 is still around. Great people to work for and with. I think they, Diamond threw them for a loop. That whole thing, like everybody else. But they're getting they're getting the ground is stabilizing. I think. Yeah,
that's good. All right, good. Yeah, because I've always heard they were good guys. So
Yeah, it's basically one guy, Scott Chitwood. Great guy. Enjoy working with him. 2 series with him so far.
All right, cool. Next guest, Mr. Aaron. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, how you doing? Good, thanks. If anyone doesn't know me, I'm Aaron Grublewski, a writer, creator for various comics. Another Red 5 comic series as well.
Oh, yeah?
Blood and Fire, Ice and Bone.
Oh, no way. That's yours.
They're with...
impressive stuff.
I saw Carriers and thought, that looks familiar.
Yeah, that's me. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Next up is...
Hello there, Ray Jameson, writer of The Madcaps. I just can't get over the Seinfeld intro. I'm excited that Festivus is 9 days from now on the 23rd, and I don't know anything else I could top from there, so I'll just keep my intro short.
All right, cool. What happened to the DM?
DM Ray. DM is short for Dungeon Master. My actual name is not DM, but Ray Jameson, but you could find me as DM Ray on Facebook or Raymond the DM on Instagram. Gotcha.
All right, cool. All right, gentlemen. I'm pretty sure all of you read the year's closing out. So, the show question. What are you looking forward to in 2026? And basically, is what are you looking forward to accomplishing in 2026? As far as being an indie publisher, I don't need to know about you going to, I don't know, Japan or something. All right, so we will start. Well, Ray, technically you were the last one in, so you're the first man up. So,
my third and final issue is going to be launching in April. I'm really excited about that. I'm getting a lot of questions of whether or not I want to keep going. And my only thoughts right now are getting this third issue complete and out to my backers. I've been drinking a lot of pop and I'm trying to hold back a belch. I'm trying really, really hard and it's stunting my conversation right now. I'm sorry. Do the Canadian thing and apologize. But putting all jokes aside, there's just a lot of exciting things happening in my personal life, but for not going to Japan in regards to those details, with the exception of the Madcaps, I've got a couple of loose ideas working with a couple individuals. Unfortunately, I can't say any more than that, but wrapping up the Madcaps is certainly exciting, so I'll just leave that on the forefront.
All right, cool. Aaron, what are you up to?
I'm actually looking forward to the next Spider-Man film because it's got the Hulk in it and Punisher. It's gonna be awesome. Personally, obviously, I'm launching Pillars of Creation, the first in my new science fiction horror series. After that, obviously, getting funded would be fantastic. And then completing Ice and Bone so I can get it into Scott's hands at Red 5. He keeps bugging me about when can they start launching the Blood and Fire sequel series.
This is a sequel, right? Yeah.
Yep. And we've just finished launching issue 3. So Ezekiel's doing the artwork for that. Hoping to get that finished first quarter of 26 and then straight into launching the final 4 issue. So,
impressive.
All right, cool. Ben, what are your thoughts?
On 2026, as I mentioned, I got this thing called Kanan the Marauder. Just I'm about to finish the first Kickstarter for it. I got about 5 or 6 issues planned. One of those might be a trade paperback of the previous 5. But that's definitely my biggest personal thing that I'm working on day to day. But if I can also mention something kind of, I think, pretty big, and that is kind of, some news here. My Carriers series, which Aaron mentioned with Red 5, I was fortunate enough to hit some producers, have some producer meetings over the last couple of years before San Diego, and it got picked up as what did I do? I signed a shopping agreement. So they've basically put together a pitch, and they got a showrunner who, I'm not going to drop names just because, but he has the #1 show on Max right now as a existing showrunner on his show. And so he's developed a pitch for the Carriers, and that is going into meetings right now through
Awesome.
with these big networks. So 2026 might be, a Carrier's sale as far as the rights, right, to make a cartoon to one of these networks. I understand animation's not doing so well right now. So, I assume it's not going to happen, but it's very exciting, just the possibility. And that's been going on for a year. As far as the, just making the pitch has taken a long time, and getting their ducks in a row. So they're actually putting meetings together. So
that's freaking awesome, man.
That's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. I mean, good luck, man. I hope it happens.
Yeah, me too.
And animations are really good. I mean, there are some great animated series out there. So don't knock it. I mean, hopefully, fingers crossed for you, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, no, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that animators and cartoons themselves are not, I don't know what's the word. They're not selling like they used to, right? They come and go. They get axed. They get canceled quickly. Is my understanding. So even if it happens, it might last one season if I'm lucky, But whatever.
Yeah.
The point is, I'm excited. The possibility alone is just it would be huge, of course.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I mean, listen, hopefully it happens regardless. And you don't get the axe.
Thank you.
You guys get green lights. All right.
Yeah.
Tom, what are your thoughts?
For me, it's just getting back to normal, I guess, back into the creative flow of things, which basically stopped for me over the summer. And I've only really kind of just gotten back into any sort of real workflow. So I'm looking forward to just being able to continue to go back in, stay ahead of things. Next year is the 15th anniversary of Oz. So we're going to be touring around with that a lot. We're going to have a lot of books out for that next year. We're finally going to get to the shark book next year, which I'm looking forward to finishing that. So it's all creative stuff. And I have a director and a producer that are looking at something for us. I've talked about it a little bit, and it keeps taking small steps. And so we'll see if it kind of takes the leap next year, which I kind of have a sense that it will one way or another, even if it's a situation where the director that I'm talking to is just like, we'll just do it ourselves. Don't even worry about it. Let's we tried to do the whole selling shit to Hollywood thing. And it's a living nightmare to attempt to do it. And then depending on who you might sell it to, it's not even sometimes selling the rights. It's like, they're just like, well, we'll just give you money and then you walk away. And it's like, well, no, I don't really want to do that either. So
meaning you want a big hand creatively on the.
Well, some creative hand, yeah, but in some cases they literally will just be like, we're buying it from you, go away. Like you can't make the comic anymore. You can't do anything with it. Like if you have comics, you can sell what you have, but you can't actively publish it, right? Unless you're negotiating that into your deal some way. But a lot of these places that are optioning IP, sometimes that option is hardcore. We own this now for whatever period of time that is. Right. And you can't do anything with it until that's done. So it's a little disconcerting to kind of have that, out there. But at the same time, the director that I've talked to, he's like, we can do this. If we have to do this, we can do this. I know how to raise money. I've done it. Obviously he knows how to raise money. He's made all kinds of films. He's been in the festival circuit. I'm just like, It's what's funny is I always talk about movies, and people are like, well, you should just make your own movie. And I'm like, I'm trying. God damn it. I'm trying. I'm actively trying. I know nobody sees any of this because it's all behind the scenes. But let me just tell you, it's actively happening. We're working towards, next step. But because it is just us and we're trying to figure out, are we going to do this ourselves? Are we going to take this, to somewhere else? All of it is just monumentally slow. So, but it's there. It's one way or another. We're going to probably have something towards the end of next year that we might be able to show you guys.
All right, cool.
I missed it. Can you tell me some background on that? What's the property? Did I just miss it?
I didn't say what it was.
Oh, all right.
I've talked about it before. It's our Princesses versus Zombies book, which when I talked to this director guy, he and I both saw it immediately. We were like, yeah, this is a very easy sort of low budget horror thing that could be done. And so we're just kind of working out, like, what would a real budget be? What kind of makeup do we really need? What kind of costumes do we really need? It's a real world thing. So it's not like we have to have tons of blue screen, green screen crap. It's like, just we'll go to a city and we'll film, that kind of stuff. So he's very confident that we can do it if we decide to do it ourselves. And it's just a matter of taking the steps to figure out, like, do we give this to somebody or do we do it ourselves? So we'll see.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Mr. Rosario.
Well, I want to start off by thanking both Tom and Ben for not mentioning me, my production partners, for the work that we're doing to bring their stuff to life. You can fully share that with the world. No, good luck, guys, with this stuff. I hope, listen, whatever comes from it, I hope both of you make some money out of it. I don't care how far it goes. Hopefully you get a little bit of greenbacks for the time and the trouble. Like Tom, though, I had a bit of a setback this year, and looking to get back on the ball. I have 6 scheduled releases for 2026, and I am also trying to find a way to fit in the action figure launch in between those 6 releases, because that was supposed to be a big part of the end of year for me over here. So finding that spot is challenging, because I want to have a lot of stuff in my hands before New York Comic Con. I am not going to Japan this year.
I am.
Maybe we're going to Ireland. I'd like to go to Ireland. The wife and I have a long held back honeymoon that we need to take part of, that we didn't. So maybe we can hit Ireland and check out some shops while I'm out there. I like to check out comic shops when I'm traveling on convention, on vacation. It's also a write-off. But I would like to do that. I would like to go out there, and again, hopefully, be on a bi-monthly release schedule this year. That's a big step.
All right. That's cool. Where to even begin? It's funny. This year, I think I launched about 11 campaigns, right? So I fell short, so I'm looking to catch up next year. I think that's what I'm looking at. So
you still got a few days.
That's short.
Yeah. You can still drop one. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm dropping one tomorrow.
You just start doing those 6-day campaigns and you'll be fine.
I think that's what it is. Is that but no seriousness. I mean, I think in 2024 I wanted to release 4 trade paperbacks. I only released 2, and it's funny because I only got to release 2 more this year. So I'm hoping next year I can release 3 to 4 more trade. Starting to move Oswald more into color. Getting away from the black and white stuff, trying to move that into color. Trying to get into the direct market is a big deal for me next year. But it's just navigating those waters because, they're real murky right now with the implosion of Diamond. And now they're filing for Chapter 7. So that's even making it worse.
Dude, they're not a player anymore. They're not a factor, man.
No,
You
no,
know?
but they stymied the entire industry, regardless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No.
they stymied. I mean, because Lunar, they're not interested in picking up single issue or single release publishers. They're not interested in. I mean, Jim Belant can't get picked up.
What about through Massive? They're taken right as a sub-distributor.
But I think a lot of the problems a lot of people have with Massive is that there is the buy-in. I think just for some it's just principle that matter.
Sure.
Right. It's like that's insane that you have to buy in to get distributed through a distributor and give them a cut. So you have to buy in and then give them a cut. And I think for some that might be a bridge too far. Right. Yeah. We have Universal coming in. We have a couple other guys coming in. Like one of the distributors I know will only distribute anything over $10 or like $9.95. Oh. So they're not interested in floppies. So if you have trade paperbacks, that sort of thing, they'll distribute those. But those are my plans for next year, and I'm just going to try to navigate them as best as I can and put out as many campaigns as I can. So we'll see what happens.
But you weren't in Diamond, were you? Like in the last couple of years?
No.
So okay, so it didn't truthfully, it didn't affect you.
Well, it did and it didn't, because I have a business plan. My business model was to release my books in black and white, release the trade paperbacks, then release them again in color, then release the trade paperbacks, and then release them to the direct market in color. Right? That was the plan. And just as I'm about to reach that third stage, Diamond implodes. And so it was just like, son of a bitch. So, yeah. And whether I was going to do it myself or through another publisher, remained to be seen on that part. But, yeah, it was just like one of those things. It just imploded at that last minute. So, but like I said, next year, we'll see what happens. Regardless, still chugging along. Yeah.
Always next year, right?
Always. Well, Jesus Christ. I mean, thank God. Right. So Jay, what do you got?
All right. Simple question for everybody. Because it's the holiday season, do you or do you not give comic books as holiday gifts? Right? If so, why? If not, why?
Interesting. Aaron.
No. Because no one in my family or friends freaking read my shit.
No, it doesn't have to be yours. It doesn't have to be yours, brother.
No, they don't really. None of my close family or friends really do the comic stuff. So no, I don't. It's all my my niche. They all ask us how it's going. I'll kind of briefly go, yeah, it's going great.
Okay.
And then after the conversation done.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, they have no idea how much I get into it. My wife starts getting involved, especially when I've just bought an engraver for $1,600 for because I want to do embossed coins and engraved stuff for the Kickstarters. So I'm kind of trying to dabble into that. So it's costing me what I thought was a standalone thing is now okay, I need this, and then I need this, and then now I need this adapter, and then I need this bit, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I?
We're gonna start calling you Mr. Calcaterra.
There you go.
Oh yeah. So no, and don't give out comics. For short and sweet.
Okay.
Cool. Ben, what do you think?
I think not. No. Same as Aaron. Very similar anyway. My father-in-law is old time. He loves older stuff, but his bookshelves are jam-packed. He likes Arcrum and Fritz the Cat and all these older things, and Conan, which I share the love for. But he doesn't need new things. And then last year, I get my books, pull my characters to as a white elephant at work, and thinking people would appreciate it or think it was cool. No. That's not what the reaction was. Nobody thought it was cool. They're like, "What the fuck is this?" So that ended my, you sort of tread carefully when you tell people out in the world what you do for fun, right?
Mm.
And half the time they're it goes right over their heads, their eyes glaze over, and that's generally, yeah. So no Christmas presents as far as comics.
Cool. Ray?
Yes, mostly family and some friends.
That's that Canadian right there. He just broke the whole thing. Everybody's like, nope. Canadians are like, yep.
Yeah, we still think comics are cool. Am I cooler than Americans then? How does this work? I don't know the rules here. I am. Oh, all right. Here, look at that. There's pop. It's called
finally
Canada Dry.
made it. You finally made it, right.
There you go. It's a good ginger ale if you like that stuff.
Oh, that's
Anyways, what's that?
That's the best ginger ale, Canada Dry.
I love it. It's good stuff. It's cranberry flavored. 'Tis the season. Regardless, my son has been asking a lot to read my own stuff, but I think he's 9 now. I'd rather wait a couple more years. And I don't know who this is.
Ray's a good dude.
Oh, year one. That's a gooder.
He's
Good
Canadian. He's Canadian. That's right. I forgot.
And I think what I'm going to do is get a trade paperback or a collection of Critical Amazing Spider-Man, because I always like the message for younger boys, especially, repercussions to your actions. And Peter Parker's message is just, it's all over his life, all those storylines, especially the really good ones, the whole power versus responsibility. I'm going to be getting that, I think, for my son. My brother, I usually get him a graphic novel, usually something from Incredible Hulk. That's his favorite. And usually not for myself. I should be a bit more selfish. At the end of October, we had Comic-Con here in Winnipeg, and I allow each of my children to buy one comic from the discount boxes. My middle child, who is Chaos Incarnate, this year she got Werewolf by Night, like some back issue from the 70s. Just this little blonde-haired Cabbage Patch child reading Werewolf by Night. Great,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But that's pretty much the limits of where comics go at this time of the year in my life.
Okay.
Tom?
No. And I'm trying to think back even further. Like, I'm trying to think back, like when I was in my 20s or 30s or whatever. Like, because I had friends who were like big nerd people. We were into like Star Trek and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to remember, like, we didn't even really give gifts to each other back then. Like, we just didn't do it. Like, it was just it was such a non thing. I think partially because we would just buy what we wanted anyway. So it was really hard to figure out, like, does Matt have that or what? Like, so it was kind of difficult. It's different if you're giving it to somebody who doesn't have comics. Then you can be like, look, I know you don't have this, so check this out and maybe you'll like comics at some point. But no, I was always the pop culture kid in the family. No one else was, like, on any side, dad's side, mom's side, cousins, sisters, like precisely zero. So there would be no point in trying to send that to them, even just giving it to them. Like, they casually are interested. They're kind of like, hey, like, what's going on? And like, well, here it is. My stepbrother or half brother or whatever, however that all plays out, he's kind of pseudo into comics, but not like heavy duty. So every now and then he just buys some of my stuff. He doesn't even ask, like, hey, can I have it? I'll just get like an order on my web store, and it's like, oh, that's my brother. He just ordered books. Like, you could have just like asked me, and
you're winning them over.
But so there's that. But that's probably the closest thing that I have to, like, here's a gift of, really, honestly, any aspect of pop culture, whether it's a comic, an action figure, like, nothing. Like, I couldn't even give them a Blu-ray. Like, they don't care. Like, they would be there. Everybody that I know would be like, well, we have Netflix or whatever. And I'd be like, well, this is not on Netflix. And they'd be like, well, it'll come there eventually, right? I'm like, I don't know. So
maybe for a week.
Yeah, right. It's just I live in this weird bubble of sort of family. Obviously I have friends and acquaintances within the comic book bubble, but it's not like we all are like giving gifts to each other across the country and stuff, So yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Calderon, do you give or not? Why?
Depends on the friend or the family member, because I have given away some of my stuff. I've given away particular very particular graphic novels and trade paperbacks to very particular people. I have one buddy, he likes like crime noir, right? So I'll give like I think the last thing I think it's called The Killer.
Okay.
Came out from DC. No, I didn't give him Criminal. It was something called The Killer. I think it was they made a movie on it and it came out on Netflix.
Yes, Fassbender did it. Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, Fassbender, yeah. But there's like
Oh yeah,
thick
That was a
graphic novel.
That was a comic book graphic novel.
I didn't know that was a comic. Okay.
Yep. Dark Horse. So and it was really I like the movie. Comic book I think is a little bit better, but the movie was good though. I did enjoy the movie.
Okay.
But I
Is
gave
there like
that-
more? Is there more to do like a sequel to the movie? I take it they didn't do much of. Like, is there enough material to do a sequel to the movie, or did they just do the whole thing in that? 'Cause it wasn't long.
They pretty much covered, the
Okay.
the gist of it. Like there were other adventures he went on, but that one pretty much covered the bulk of it. So,
Okay.
yeah. So it's that. For Daphne though, she doesn't like comic books, but I have to get her his bande dessinée. So I have to go on onto a French website, which is just French comics. That's all bande dessinée.
You should buy her marketing lessons.
Oh well, yeah, there you go.
He's trying to start a war.
I like to throw it down here and give copies of your comics to your own family for free.
Yep, nailed it.
There you go.
Too late, baby.
Too late. There you go. But yeah, I get her bande dessinée because obviously she can't get them here, so I have to order her those for Christmas.
Word has it with those books, when you turn the page, you have to do the accustomed like noise because it's French.
I did not know.
It's a bad joke.
I didn't-
That's over everybody's head. I love it.
No,
I love it. I love it when I make bad jokes.
That's French
No,
Canadian.
I know the reference. It's just a bad joke.
Perfect. Even better. I love
I don't
it.
even know the reference.
What was that? History of the world? I don't know where did that come from?
And he's talking about the guy does this and he does the
Yeah.
popping.
The popping sound was fucking
Yeah.
great. I love it.
So Jay, answer your own
Oh,
question.
about the coin machine, yes. Okay, you see, Aaron, you're getting me in trouble, bro. You're getting me in trouble. Don't talk about the engravers. Don't talk about other product that we can buy that I may be tempted to purchase.
Yep.
Okay, so
it's totally set in there.
yeah, I do give out gifts of comics. I got one nephew's into Invincible, the cartoon. So you know what? The kid's getting graphic novels.
That's
Another
nice.
one is playing the Marvel Rivals game. Rivals has got a comic book, right? They got single issues, so you get a couple of those. Last year, nephew was into well, he still is into Miles Morales, right? And I don't know why DC's making a big deal about the compact sizes, because we bought him a Miles Morales and it was a compact. It was, bigger than the Archie Digest, right? But it was a compact size, and there was the Thor also that was around the same size. The shit my wife got me for my birthday. I haven't even opened it up yet, so that was an inspiration. The Something is Killing the Children hardcover.
Wow.
So we got to open that bad boy up. That's holiday reading. But why not? Why not give away gifts, right? I mean, go to the dollar bins or the quarter bins, whatever they have by you, and get them in them stocking stuffers. Right? As long as they're a cool, if it's a cool looking cover and it pops for them, that's the wonder drug. That's the starting
It's the foot in the door.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Better choice of words. Thank you for the phrase. Right?
The first one's
I'll
free.
do that. I'll do that next weekend. I'm going shopping at the mall next weekend for Christmas, so
Why
I'll
not?
hop in and
Well,
get
see,
some
the-
comics.
But there's the idea of it's the thought that matters, right? But if the thought is I'm giving you something you don't give two shits about, that might be the
But
wrong
you don't know
thought.
they give two shits about it until they give it.
No, you at this age, if you're giving it to people I'm talking about kids. I understand kids for sure.
No, kids.
100% kids.
Kids,
Yeah.
brother,
But,
kids. Bro.
Yeah. But there's no kids in my circle of any kind.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
zero. So I have
Yeah,
if I had like nieces and nephews or whatever, I'd be like, yes, 100%.
Yeah, fire them up. Right.
100%.
But
I mean,
I also forgot. I got the hardcover of Lock and Key because my niece was big on the miniseries. I mean, on the Netflix series.
Uh-huh.
I mean, look, it depends on the if you have an adult, depends on the adult and what they're interested in. If they
Right.
happen to be into golf, you might be able to find a golf manga for them. They might actually do it because they exist.
Yes, no, you're not wrong. You're not
Right.
wrong.
Or if it's somebody that you know is trying to complete the Burn X-Men collection, right? And there's that one Burn
No
issue
one
that
cares
has
about
the
those
X-Men
people. No
in
one
the-
cares
in the
about those
cover,
people, Jim.
right? That is a $300 book right
No.
now.
No one cares about those people,
Which one
Jay.
you look-
Jay,
which
no
one
one
you
cares.
looking for?
I don't know. It's the one that has the
That
X-Men
giant
on the
signs,
cover,
X-Men,
and they're
one-
No, they have
danger.
numbers.
I do care.
Hey,
Oh
they have
my God.
numbers on them. Do you
I
know
don't
which
remember
number?
the number. I know the price. I know the
Is it-
price. Three
It's
bones.
the John Byrne one.
It's a John Byrne one. Yeah.
Which
It's a John
one?
Byrne.
Like what's on the cover?
I just told you like 3 digit times. and you
No,
asked
but
me the
everybody
number.
kept talking over you.
Shut up about the number. Listen to what I'm explaining on the cover.
Oh, I'm
I don't
sorry.
know off the number off the top of my head.
Hurry up.
It's they're on the cover in the danger room, and I know it's Colossus in the front of the group that's in
yeah,
there. to
yeah,
smash
yeah.
shit up.
Oh, I used to have that.
Yeah,
I'd have to look. I might still have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give it to you for $250. No problem.
Oh, like,
Said it was
look at you.
300, right?
You're a gem. You're a gem, kid. You know. I'm gonna gift myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
roll
love
it
my
in a
nephew.
fucking stocking.
Yeah, I
I
might
love
have
my
sold
nephews,
that.
but I don't love them that much.
Yeah, but no, I mean, everybody's talking about saving the industry and saving the comic shops or whatever, but nobody's doing shit, right? Get a couple.
That's because there's too many gatekeepers in the way.
Of course there is. Of course there is. But it's not just now. We had to navigate that also.
Sure, but it's gotten worse, is what I'm saying.
Of
Like
course it
when
is.
Diamond started to say like you have to sell so many, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And and then shops were like, well, we can't sell comics, so now we're just going to sell games and pops. Like
Funko Pop.
It's just a disaster across the board. I love that I'm hearing some aspect of comic sales increasing, but I think that a lot of that is just due to things like Absolute Batman and now
Right.
these like Batman Deadpool crossover things that are happening, which I think are fine and fun, and they'll sell some books, but that's all short term stuff.
See, but they're saying
So
they're
it concerns
increasing.
me.
They're saying they're increasing, right? But the majority of them are saying that 18% of their sales are coming from back issues, and about 12 to 15% are coming from new releases. So if you're saying that less than 40% of your store is comic book sales to begin with, are you really a comic book shop? Can it survive? Can it survive as just a comic book shop? Can it survive in today's climate with the rents that are going out there today, right? If you're not in a strip mall, which is honestly the best place for a comic book shop, because you get that flow, right? You're in, excuse me.
Assuming you're
here,
not
at
in a
least New
dead
York.
mall, because those
Right.
malls are dying too.
Oh my God, you're right. You're dead there, but you're in a shitty neighborhood because the rent is cheap enough for you to carry over. At least in New York. At least in New York, bro. We got a big fucking college in Brooklyn, right? And you got the nice part of Brooklyn in front of college, and you got the shitty part of Brooklyn in the back of the college, right? And it tucked into one
I
of the
just thought that was
alleyways.
all of Brooklyn.
No. But tucked into one of the alleyways is Bulletproof Comics. It's a big comic shop in Brooklyn, right? But they can only survive in that high trafficked area in the shitty part of the neighborhood. And the kids aren't going there. We know I wouldn't let the kids go. I wouldn't let my nieces and nephews go. Yeah, go ahead, go walk there. Right? We need accessibility.
Wow.
And if accessibility comes from us pulling $20 out of our pockets to go into the dollar bin or the quarter bin to give out to the kids in the neighborhood, fuck it. Why not for Halloween? Forget about Christmas.
Well, I mean, I think what we have to become is like, as independent publishers, we have to become marauders, kind of like Kanan. So,
Yes.
Ooh,
Ben,
well
do you want
played.
me- Do you want me to play this video?
That's just me talking. So, a couple minutes of me. Pretty boring.
All right. So, if you want, you can walk us through it then.
Kanan the Marauder. The initial story is 4 issues long. This is issue 1. He is a humanoid rabbit far, far in the future. Humans have disappeared long ago. The oceans have risen and receded, and the animals that survived have evolved and mutated. So that's why you have Earth, you have some ancient architecture, but it's all animals, all talking animals, basically. He is a Conan, Usagi Yojimbo type for obvious reasons. We got a bunch of violence. We've got a little bit of sex. We've got Conan, hard drinking wanderer. That's what we're doing. Kind of a serious story. And I'm having tons of fun. We've finished 100% finished 4 issues. I'm halfway done with issue 5. These are my pages. I got a guy named Pepito Siak Jr. on colors, Alex DeLuca on the first couple issues of letters, and Warren Montgomery on the second 2 issues. I got a bunch of cool covers. So we're doing something kind of different. Okay, this page right here that you're looking at looks different because we're doing 4 eras of Kanan's life. This is Lil Kanan Adventures, where he's a child. And so we have this nice, simpler art style, bright, vivid colors, fun stories, a little with some depth. But we're basically, so we got Little Kanan, we got what we're calling Young Kanan, the Rebel, his teen years, where he's meeting girls, he's he's learning the truths about life, just like any other teenager that we know. And then we got Kanan the Marauder, which is the main anchor of each of these stories. That was created first. There's a sticker for Lil Kanan, obviously, and that's going to be the first stretch goal. So those are 3. And then the 4th era of his life, he is an old man. Again, similar to Conan, he is a conqueror at the end of his life. He is not well loved. He's made mistakes. So I think it's got Kanan the Marauder has some uniqueness to it. Concentrating on 4 different eras of a character's life is unusual, and so I'm kind of proud of the fact that we're doing something a little bit different. Conan, obviously, he was a king, and there was different eras of his life, but you never saw him as a little kid, as far as I remember. Certainly not recently.
Yeah.
So I have 4 days left on this campaign. I went small goal because it's the first issue of a talking animal Conan style character, and I know that's not on the superhero radar, and so I went small goal of $500. I did a 2-week window just to make it quick. And one of you was mentioning you're going to go. I think it was JD said you're going to try to do every couple months, right? As far as a release, bi-monthly, right? I'm going 6 weeks on these. I've already printed issues. I've already printed 3 comics. I got them here, and as soon as this is done, I got the stickers. I got some add-ons. Everything's done. So my goal is to start shipping immediately when I'm done, and then basically a month later start issue 2. So a month later, after this finishes, anybody who got the first issue will, anybody who backed the first issue will have it in their hand, right? So they'll feel okay backing issue 2 is the idea. So it's one of my smaller campaigns. I was hoping to clear at least $2,000 for a first issue, but it's doing better than some of the other sort of unknown things I've done. So I'm not feeling bad. It is what it is. I'm proud of it.
Let's see. You still got 4 days, so there's still an opportunity for people to jump on. So everybody,
tons. Lots of people, as we all know, jump on at the end. They listen to you for a month or whatever, and then they jump on at the end. So
right. So you made your goal. You got 28 backers. You got 4 days left, so there's still time to grow, and I think you're going to grow. So I don't think you're going to have a problem with that.
All
right, everybody.
Thank you.
Go buy a book, especially Kanan the Marauder.
Yes.
Very nice. All right. Next up. All right. Well, we'll share this out. Aaron, what are we looking at as far as Pillars of Creation?
Pillars of Creation is. Do you want to use the preview link? What's that?
Will you use that? All right.
Just he gives you a better view of the Kickstarter. Hopefully it works.
Of course. Hold on.
Technical difficulties.
As always,
he did really good with that first segue. The second,
I know, I really did. The second one,
my God,
I got lucky.
I threw 2 links. I mean, one too many.
That's it. One link per person from now on. Do you want to play the video?
Sure, can do.
All right.
Should be up and running.
Cool.
Nice.
Very cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's so Pillars of Creation is my kind of homage to science fiction horror. So if you like Aliens, Event Horizon, Pandorum, this is kind of right up that alley. Follows a planetary survey team on board the Icarus. They are on their way home when they get woken early by the corporation, and they are basically told there's a missing survey team. And Hannah, who is one of the main characters, she learns that her partner is part of the missing survey team. So they go planet side, and all hell breaks loose. So it's very much, I'm trying to get that Aliens Event Horizon kind of vibe with the artwork. And Caleb Addy, who's done a couple of variant covers for me in the past, Ice and Bone and Blood and Fire. Fortunately, I kind of reached out to him, gave him the script, and he loved it, signed on straight away. We've got various great variant covers. I'm actually doing a black and white special edition as well, and a hardcover for issue 1. See how that pans out. And for that actual variant cover, there's 2 different versions. It's very hard to see, but the actual spine, it cuts through their hands. So I kind of wanted them to, though they're together, they're separate. So one's on the back, one's on the front. Kind of like, I'm hoping it works, depending on the print.
Right.
I'm not sure. So that's why there's 2 variant covers of that. There's one where there's together on the front cover, and one where they're split. And then we get all the different swag and merchandise that I'm hoping entices people to back big and help fund this comic.
How many issues?
Yeah, t-shirts, hoodies. Sorry, good.
How many issues is the series?
It's going to be 12.
Oh, crap.
Oh, okay.
12 total. I'm hoping to do trades every 4.
Gotcha. And what type of release schedule? Twice a year, 3 times a year?
I'm hoping twice a year. Because the main thing is, though, because I'm using a different artist to do the storyline, with Enenra and Ice and Bone, I have to be very careful because it's the same artist. And I don't really want to burn him out. And he's got other, obviously he's got his own schedule he wants to keep. So with this one, I can go as many times as I want through the year. It really depends on, and to be honest, Caleb is really quick in getting the pages out. So I'm hoping I've got the first 8 pages done for, to showcase what it's going to look like. It shouldn't take too long for him to finish it, and then print in, send it out to everybody. Really looking forward to it. Can't wait to get my teeth into this. It's awesome.
Oh, it's really good, man.
When are you looking to launch?
January 6th.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And all covers are wraparound. That's a big thing. I'm doing this
Very cool.
for this campaign. Every single cover, whether it's trade, retail, variant covers, that are all wraparound. And the metal covers are both sides. So you get the metal cover as a wraparound as well.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, cool.
Digging it. Can't wait.
What?
I'm digging it. I can't wait.
Gotcha. All right. You said it was 12 issues.
Yes, total 12 issues, ranging between 28, 32 pages. I'm currently writing the last 4 issues, and they're going to be in the kind of the 40s because a lot happens in that. But I want to keep it to 4 issues, so it's it keeps that momentum going. And then at the end of each 4, you get the trade cover.
You mentioned metal covers. Do they add a lot to shipping?
They can, depending if it's going international, just because of the weight.
Right. But here,
usually not in the US. I just, because of media mail, I just go through that. It doesn't really add much. It kind of depends if they add a lot in the merchandise side. Then yeah, it kind of does. But I've never had an issue with them.
Okay.
All right, cool. Very nice.
Can I just ask? You said you're going to do 2 issues a year.
I'm hoping. Fingers
I mean,
crossed.
this is a long term commitment, huh? I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking
Yeah.
6 years off the top of, if I'm doing my math right,
Mhm.
plus trade paperbacks. That's a big, I commend you for having that kind of. I don't think I could stick with something that long. So,
Unfortunately, most of my series are quite long, and Ender is going to be 16 issues. I'm launching number 8 next year.
okay.
I mean, Ice and Bone was 3. Ice and Bone was 4. Blood and Fire was 3. So that's 7 in total.
Mhm.
And then my Amor Patrice, who's like my supernatural horror, that's going to be 12 as well.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't do things small.
All right, cool. Everybody, go sign up. And you said January 6th.
January 6th.
All right, cool. Sounds good. Sounds good. I like it. All right. And then we also have Mr. Ray, the Madcap.
Right on. Issue 3 is underway. We have Victor Medina heavy into the interiors. Dan Kemp doing a bunch of color work on both covers and interiors. It is really awesome. I've got a bunch of talent that either I've wanted to work with or I'm just surprised I've been able to get my hands on. Right now we're planning to launch in April, as has the other 2 issues been, as is tradition, I guess is a better way to put it. Am I okay to share my screen?
Yes, I'll pull this down and we can share your screen.
Awesome.
Bring it up.
So Victor Medina was using this as a warm-up for issue 2's interiors. I liked it so much I had him pretty it up and make it the main cover for issue 3.
Nice. Looks good.
And I'm very happy with how it turned out. And the only other cover I have to show off right now, I have a handful of covers that will be available, is this one by Harv Salteras, colored by Dan Kemp. Harv Salteras, I liked him a lot in his Ghost Rider era in the early 90s with Dan Ketch. I'm just beside myself. I have both these talents and was actually able to get them to collaborate. That's just a really cool thing for me. It was on my bucket list and I didn't even know. But either way, if you like stories about just friends meeting up, and if you like an intimate setting, all 3 issues take place in one night. It's kind of like a day in the life type of scenario. And it's about these 4 friends that get caught up in what appears to be something weird involved with the drug trade. And there's some undead have sprung from a couple of incidents. And as you can see in that last cover I showed you, it's finally a reveal of who's conducting all the behind the scenes. So the final issue consists of these 4 friends hunting down the individual on the cover, who I haven't really spoken too much about yet. And they have until sunrise before their hometown falls to a curse. So basically they have to, time is not in their favor. They're a little worn out by this point, and these are not the mightiest of adventures in the realm. So there's a lot of dynamics that I think humans can all definitely identify with. And we don't know where this is going to go. But I'm really looking forward to finally getting this final issue done and getting it into everybody's hands. I've had a lot of good reviews from especially this last issue. They really like Victor Medina's work in the interiors. And I've been told they really like the unique setting of the story. It's not like a it's been done type of scenario. It's kind of its own thing, which I really appreciate. I don't like I do appreciate homages, of course, but I am a big fan of being able to fully intellectually stimulate a person when they read a story. It should be, hey, this is cool. If it's unique enough, they're going to stick with it. Despite all the cool art, despite all the other cool stuff. If you can really hit them with a story and you want to know what's going to be said next, this book is for you. So if you can go on to Kickstarter, look up the Madcaps issue 3. Even if you just follow it, you're going to help me out on the algorithm. I would really appreciate it.
Ditto.
Cool. And
What
the
he
link,
said.
the link is also in the show notes. All right, and Tom has
Right
something that he wanted to share with us.
Yeah, so we don't have a setup page or anything for this yet because we're still building it, but this will be next year's focus for us at Big Dog Inc. So this will be the 15-year anniversary of this book. It's issue 1 of the story arc that we're going to be running, but it'll take us from issues 26 to 30 of the series that has been running. So this is Ginger's quest. That's General Ginger. She's got some of the gnome hunters around her. So it's kind of a focus on her story from her past, her present, and where she's going to go in the future of the series. It'll have the other characters as well, Dorothy and Ozma and all of that. But the focus is going to be sort of Ginger's, development as a character. She's been throughout the series. We've been getting blips and pieces of who she is and what she's doing. But now we get to kind of see it all come to fruition before we take the next steps in the series. So this will be like January 24th, like that 3rd or 4th Saturday, whatever that is kind of what we're aiming for as far as the launch. And this is the basic cover. This is what the insides will look like. This is Claudio Avila and Gat Melvin. So that's the new art team that we've put on the book. And yeah.
Looks
Looks
wicked.
great. I got a piece from Claudio, so he's a good artist.
Yeah, he's great.
Very cool.
All right, cool. And I will show off my campaign. This is currently running right now. I got another 19 days left. Magi's Grace 1 through 3. And this is an adventure book. This is I don't even want to go into it. I've talked about it.
Review coming for me in the next couple of days.
There you go. But I have some fantastic covers. I have, the main cover by the main artist, C. Michael Lanning's done a great job on. He's my partner on this. And we also have Pablo Verdugo Munoz, Lena Dye, Elsie Freitas. This is Christopher Awan and Capu Max Omega. I doubt if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But these are some of the interior pages. Is going on. We have another 19 pages up there. I mean, another 19 days ago. So go check it out whenever you get a chance. So, all right, Tom, you're up.
What? I don't have any question.
Shitbag.
Come on, you think of
I've
my
got a
role.
question
I'm the
for
one that
you.
usually doesn't have a question.
All right, I'm listen. JD knows I bring the depressing shit, and I didn't want to bring it all down all the time. This will be like the 3rd time I'm like challenging these people to like come up with some thought processes. But
Go
like
ahead,
it's something that I always think about. I always think about the industry. I'm not really in it anymore. Like as far as like the retail store side of thing, like I'm distributed through AP, but they just do Critter and it's just a reprint. And so I'm kind of on the outside looking into the whole sort of LCS side of things, but I watch what's happening because I always have my whole life. I ran comic book shops. I've published, I've done everything except really for distribution. And now I'm really doing that by myself, but I watch what's happening and I listen to this, sales numbers are up and such and such and such. But I always look at what's being produced to sort of theoretically make those numbers exist. So the question, I guess, is why can't we sell Batman just as Batman anymore? Why is it required to be absolute Batman? Why is it required to be Ultimate Spider-Man? Why is it required to be some modification of what we know to attract anybody to these books to get a spike, right? It's like we know they have like their normal sales, like Batman. But then all of a sudden, absolute Batman comes and it's like, now suddenly we're interested. And what is absolute Batman? Well, it's just a reimagining of Batman. Again, we've just reimagined the guy. Now, instead of a rich guy, he's a poor guy. Now, instead of a thin guy, he's a buff guy. Now he's ultra violent and pulls his ears off in their knives, right? Like, so is there a requirement now in our society in order to attract like new people, because that's what I've been told by retail source. We have new people coming in to buy absolute Batman. Okay, great, accepted. Why are they there? Is it because he's more violent now? Is this because this was one of the things, like when Invincible came out, one of Robert Kirkman's thought processes was, look, we want to make a superhero series, but we're going to take the violence up a little bit, so that when somebody gets punched in the mouth, they get punched in the mouth, right? It's not like Spider-Man punching Doc Ock and everybody was like, oh, it's like, no, we're doing violence in this book. And that was sort of part of the selling point, but it never sold 400,000 units, even at its highest point. So it's kind of a weird question. I don't know if I'm asking it quite properly, but I think you guys get it. Like, why can't Batman sell 400,000 units without being absolute Batman?
All right.
Okay. Do we have a thought process on that?
I got
Ben, well,
all right.
well,
You
Ben-
go down the line. Go
yeah,
down
we're
the
going
line.
down the line. So, but hold it, Jay, hold it. Just remember, Ben, you're up.
Okay. I mean, I guess off the top of my head, it's like you said, it's another iteration of something existing. People feel like they can get in on the ground floor on this, right? Because it doesn't have all that decades of story and continuity. I would guess. Is it exclusively the violence? I don't know. I hadn't heard that. Is it well written?
Well, no, I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying that that's what absolute Batman is in this case, and people seem to flock to it. So that was sort of just my.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've had Batman reiterations before, right? With Capullo's #1, Batman #1, that sold well.
But that wasn't a complete reimagining like Absolute is. Like Absolute, and like when they did what would they call it? Dark Knight metal things or whatever, where everything was like hyper crazy, over the top, the Batman who laughs, all that kind of crap. People dug on that. So it's kind of in the same vein, right? It's like, oh wow, this is all just sort of leveled up.
Okay.
And people came for it. But then at the same time, when that stuff ended, no one cared anymore. Like it just drifted off into obscurity. That stuff's oftentimes in dollar books now.
Right.
The ultimate line has come and gone and come and gone and come and gone many times. So even this absolute thing, it's like, are we going to get a couple years and it goes away? And then what? We reimagine him again? You know what I mean? Like, why can't Batman just sell as Batman?
People are bored with the existing one and they want something new.
That's where I'm coming from. This is what I'm saying. Okay, good. So we maybe are in the same wavelength. Yeah.
All right. Ray, you're up.
Okay, so there's a lot of moving pieces there. Everything
Yes.
I've heard so far, I agree with, but there's just so much more as well. For example, I'll use the inverse instead of like going darker. How about something bright that hasn't been done for a while? The first two examples that come to mind, at the turn of the century, everything that was action was like dark leather, sunglasses, and more bullets than you'd see snowflakes in a Christmas special kind of thing. And during that time, Spider-Man came out. Sure, it might have had a sleeker style to reflect that era, but it was power versus responsibility. I already used that example, that phrase today. And it was novel and everybody jumped on it. To a lesser extent, Captain America, the movie, First Avenger, when that came out, everything else was kind of edgy, dark. Tony Stark the alcoholic, or the Prince Warrior that would just smash around frost giants because he felt like it. But Cap was an integrity-based individual. And at the time, I felt that was very novel, and that was one of the reasons it was so successful. Going to something like Absolute Batman, I think it's the same thing. A lot of it is novelty. One of the things about novelty is if Bruce Wayne is quote-unquote incorruptible on his one rule, for example, if you make a book where he does that, well, that finally happened, I want to see that. You're seeing a lot of people that just want to see that rule broken just for the sake of doing it. It's like if King Charles gave a speech every week, how many people would watch? But if there was one viral video where he like flatulated really loud, I mean, it would have the most views, right? Just because the certain unwritten rules were broken there without them actually being written, right? I think in regards to why standard story arcs as opposed to these reimaginings don't hit as hard is it's really hard when you establish a story for so long. How do you inject something new that makes it interesting to get a reader to jump in again? And I think in a lot of cases, I mean, everybody's going to be different. In the early mid 2000s, one thing that got me back into Spider-Man, and a lot of people don't like it, but Sins Past, where it was revealed that Gwen Stacy and Norman had a child, I found that very fascinating. A lot of people hated it. It's okay, you can hate my guts, that's fine. But the concept I just found very intriguing. Is this a legit thing? I like the imagery in my mind of Peter actually going to Gwen's grave and driving a rod through to get some DNA to test and see if these kids are actually her child. I found that very compelling. But anyways, going back full circle to the question.
But hold on, I'm going to stop you right there, because you're on to something that is sort of part of my point of storytelling. Like that, what you're just talking about, that is a really powerful moment, right?
Yes.
But nowadays it seems like that type of story has to be told outside of normal continuity.
Yeah, they play it safe with their
right. So you can say
golden
it's
gooses.
Not really Batman. It's not really Spider-Man who's doing this. But in the 80s and to some degree in the 90s, that is the stuff we were getting. That's where Frank Miller was killing Elektra and doing all of the things that now that's the foundation of what we get in storytelling now, except now we don't get it. So, as far as like an absolute Batman, like the question would be, why didn't we just write a story where Batman became absolute Batman in the Batman line?
It should have happened in the 90s with Image, because that's all I think of when I see Batman.
Yeah. So sorry to cut you off, but no, that's exactly
you're right.
On my track of like how we tell these stories.
Yeah, they play it safe. We got to go back to like somebody like Thunderbird getting killed off in X-Men. We need to show that people can actually die, and there's and on top of that, losing a character because of the breaking of the bat and the death of Superman, it's all null and void. Oh, they're dead. Okay, I'll see them in 6 months. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But you actually have to put your money where your mouth is and say, okay, that's not happening anymore. Who's going to hate my guts? Okay, we have controversy. We've got fans that want to buy in and see what's happened. Yeah, like you said, the best way to put it is that they're not doing the cool stuff on their golden geese. They're doing it on just in case it sucks. I remember JDR, you were talking about this last Friday on your show about there's too many options, but the really cool stuff they're not or the really important stuff, the mainstream stuff, they're not doing the cool stuff with. They would rather see should we put the Venom symbiote on Ego the Living Planet because we're running out of characters to try this on, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
That's my long-winded answer.
The corporate synergy to it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, like I said, they put it on Godzilla, so I don't know where else they can go from there. So, Aaron, what are your thoughts?
Pretty much like everyone else has said, especially Ray. I think my question, because I don't really buy many comics over here, is like and obviously if it's R-rated, can kids still buy a comic if they're underage? Is it as regulated as like buying cigarettes or alcohol or like games?
Good call.
I mean, if kids can buy a comic that's really violent and get away with it, this could be their ticket. They've been probably waiting for this for freaking ages. Like the violent Batman comic, get me in there. Yeah. I can go to the store and use my lunch money to buy it. So that might be, as far as I'm aware, I don't know how regulated comics are over here, so that's my guess. Going complete 180 on Batman, everyone's going to be interested to see what's going on.
Okay,
that's not entirely true.
Okay,
I'm just saying because I'm not interested.
Okay, 99% of people.
There you go. That's fair. That's fair. I'll go there. That's fair. But yeah, I wouldn't say everybody. So Jay, what are your thoughts?
All right, I'm going to tackle the business element for a second, and I want to make an analogy in doing so. Oh, you can't always sell. Don't give me that old guy bullshit. Fuck that. Tighten your fucking belt. Tighten your belt. You're ready.
Go.
Ready. You stopped me. I was. I fucking was.
Come on, hurry up.
Hey kids. Look, you can't always sell vanilla ice cream. You know what I mean? You gotta introduce new flavors to show people what they're missing, because eventually they're gonna come back to vanilla ice cream. And you can say the same thing with a burger, right? You can't always just have a burger. You gotta have a bacon cheeseburger. You gotta have a Big Mac. You gotta have the Impossible Whopper. You gotta have the fish fillet, right? You gotta have the spicy chicken sandwich. But they're always gonna come back to eat a regular burger at some point. You got to show what else you can do with Batman, so that way you can bring it back to the original direction of where you want to go with Batman, because all our tastes evolve. I have been on and off the Batman train my entire life, right? Funny enough, I found myself on the Batman train right now, but not with Absolute, not with the regular Batman, right? Over that little spin-off thing on KO with the night fight. I'm like,
Me too.
okay. It's gonna be a nice close series. I could get Batman. I could get the evolution of the kids for me, which in a way brings me back to the original Batman setup, right? But going back to Ray's point that you brought up, Tom, that you hopped on, right? And he brought that Spider-Man moment. He goes, a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people left the series with that. A lot of people left the series with the whole Spider-Man doppelganger
Ben Riley
event, right? The Clone Saga, right? A lot of people never came back to it. So corporate Lee, they're
gun shy to take risks now. Yes.
Right? Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time.
But then at the same time, we've seen them take risks, like we talked about, in alternative realms,
Yes.
right? These alternative, and they've been successful.
Yeah,
So
they got nothing to lose.
So the people at the top are going like, "Hey, that shit worked. Look at what they want," and then they're still on the regular books going, "Yeah, but."
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because it is the cash cow, right? Also, when you're worried about selling bed sheets.
But is it a cash cow when the sales numbers are fucking lower than they've been in decades?
Because that's not where they make the money from anymore, brother.
Well, no, this is true. And I have a flip side to this question as well. So kind of, yeah, go ahead.
Right.
You're right. You're on the right path.
They make more money selling Batman bed sheets and curtains and pillow toppers than they do, in all the Batman series combined. They do, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Plus, the sponsorship money they get from the Pizza Hut tie-in and the Mountain Dew cups at 7-Eleven, all that, that's going to bring the dough. Batman is one of the top 5 franchises in the world, right? We mentioned this before, my thing, right? It was Hello Kitty, Super Mario, Barbie, Batman, and I think Mickey, right? Those are the 5 top IPs, right? So you can't fuck with the golden goose in that moment.
Somebody's mentioned Image Comics earlier. Is Absolute Batman just an Extreme Studios version of Batman? Are we
pretty much
indies?
More or less.
Yeah.
And listen, also, I'm not going to say that that's the absolute line. Like Superman, Wonder Woman, they're different. They are still kind of in the violent side of things, alternatives. But I'm not saying that's the whole line. I'm just using Batman as an example because he went like polar opposite of kind of how we understand Bruce Wayne.
All right. As far as my own take, I mean, I think currently what's happening is that DC is taking some hard lessons from manga and anime, right? And I think they're looking at those markets actively, and they're trying to learn from them, right? This is why they produced the mini books, and they've had success with those mini books. They one of the things that I've seen over the years that they've done in manga and anime is they will reinvent series. Pokemon has how many different series, right? Tenchi Muyo,
but are they're still more or less the same at their core. It's not like Ash suddenly pulled out a knife out of his ass and started killing Pika.
Right, but the thing is
the Pika.
Extreme. That's at the extreme of it, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's at the extreme. We don't know where that's going to head at some point, because here's the thing. Anime, manga, and Pokemon especially are not desperate, right?
Yes.
And that's what's fueling that level of desperation. They're like, we have to move in another direction. We have to get singular stories that run for a while that we can put in these fat little volumes to sell to these kids, not in the hundreds of thousands, but in the millions. because that's what manga sells. Those are the things that I see DC is taking in that Marvel isn't, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's where they're flowing. They're like, okay, let's try to tell these unique stories with our IPs, which are very well known, right? Flip them, make them exciting, put it in the hands of a very talented writer in Scott Snyder, because that's what he is, right? And also give it to an artist whose style is not anime and manga, right? But it's tangential to it.
Sure.
Right. That's why I've heard a lot of the anime kids pick up on John Byrne. Right.
Okay.
A lot of anime kids do pick up on John Byrne. They're like, hey, like, that's why a lot of his stuff has been reprinted over and over again, because they see his stuff and they say, they have smooth lines like what we see in a lot of anime and manga. Right. And I think overall, I think those are the lessons DC is learning. They're trying to incorporate it, which, I mean, look, good on them for doing it.
So let me take this now to the other side of this, because we ran right into this other part of the question.
Mm-hmm.
If the answer is doing these pocket moments, however long they last, a year or 2 years or whatever, if the answer is to do these pocket moments, Netflix just bought or is buying Warner Brothers. Netflix is about to own Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, all that kind of stuff. It's going to take a while, but it's going to get there. When they get there, are they going to give two shits about making these comics that we just talked about? It doesn't matter. The IP is about bed sheets, not comics. Mm-hmm. And if they don't care about comics, are we finally at the point where Netflix will say, you know what? There is no more DC Comics. We're going to license this stuff to other publishers to make comics.
We've actually seen that.
We have seen it. That's what I'm saying. We've seen these tests for many years already. Now. Marvel's been doing this.
Disney and Marvel.
Yes. So, but now we're at a very real point where a company that is a multi-billion-dollar company is going to come in and go, who the fuck cares about these floppy things? Let Boom do Batman. Let Image do Wonder Woman. Let Dark Horse have Superman. Let's just take money from them and let them do whatever they want. And then we can then still control whatever's created is still owned by us, right? You know what I mean? So they can still use it for TV and movie IP. They can, whatever that's going to be. But we might be right there. It might be right around the corner.
That's if Netflix.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Just give me a moment. Ben has to go. Ben, thank you for coming on. And just please let everybody know where they can find you and your work, sir, real quick.
Thank you. Nice to meet you guys. I haven't met before, and I'm on Facebook all the time. Pilot Studios as well. And thanks for listening to my Kickstarter, Kane and the Marauder. We got 4 more days. Conan, Usagi Yojimbo mixture. So thank you very much. I'm sorry to run. I got people waiting.
No, that's cool, man. All right.
Thanks for being here, Ben. Have a good night.
Thank you. Take care. All right. Sorry about that, Tom. So were you done with the question, sort of?
Yeah, basically, I'm like, am I the only one that sees that possibility as a door wide open, or do you think we will be business as usual?
I think depending how that goes, they should be looking closely at what happened with Marvel and Disney. I will summarize it in probably about maybe 5-6 sentences here. Marvel Studios, they were successful with Iron Man. They were geared towards Avengers. By 2012, Disney bought Marvel, and Disney was smart enough to let them finish the Infinity Saga without really not too much influencing it, letting Marvel do that thing. But meanwhile, at the same time, if you go back, was it Marvel Now, I believe it was called, in 2012, when they launched and they switched a bunch of things over. And I said at the time, I said, you watch, we're going to go from Marvel Studios trying to really like the established lore of all these story arcs through all the decades, and they're going to hold back and take their time telling them. And now they're going to focus on whatever DC is going to spit out in the comics now. And that's exactly what happened, because as soon as the Infinity Saga was done, there were some cool ones. I loved the third Tom Holland Spider-Man, for example, but it focused in on characters. We got a Miss Marvel, Miss Khan. We got her before the Fantastic Four, and don't get me wrong, I'm going hyper nerd here. Like, that just seems wrong to me, before the X-Men or anybody else. And I realize there's some dynamics there, but They tanked at that point. I hope that if Netflix is buying Warner, if that doesn't fall through, and it isn't like some like government says no, too much of a monopoly. I've heard some speculation on that. But if it happens, I hope they learn from Marvel's mistakes. But maybe it is, they just say, you know what, we don't need to be making, like you're saying there, Tom. If that's the case.
No, but you're in the movie realm. I'm talking about making comics.
Yes, to go full circle, like maybe they would do that instead of Disney seemed to have this idea of we want to make sure people like these ideas. So we're just going to change all the comics, like overhaul the whole thing, and then we're going to bring it in the movies. And the fans weren't really interested in 2012 Disney's Marvel. They were interested in all the decades worth of cool stuff. So going back to what you're saying with comics, if they give it out to other distributors, I hope that they don't shoot themselves in the foot, because it has potential to be some really awesome stuff. But on the flip side, that could be, in my opinion, the beginning of the end for that specific franchise with DC. But that's just my opinion.
Hasn't Paramount like put in $100?
Yeah, it was
rejected.
They put in a counter.
Netflix rejected it.
Yeah.
Netflix rejected it.
Yeah. Or sorry, Discovery Warner Brothers rejected it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't hear that. Okay.
Marvel already does what you're talking about, though, Tom.
Bro, it's Aaron's turn.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he
no.
put it up. My bad. No, go Aaron. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
I really forgot what we were talking about, to be honest. So you go ahead.
The question. So let's just go to Jay. Jay, I know that they already do it, but it's not like it's an only way. What I'm saying is that if Netflix buys DC, they could just say, we don't want to make comics anymore. Give X-Men to Boom. Give Superman to Boom. Give Wonder Woman to Dark Horse. Give Batman to Jim freaking Skybound guy.
Yes.
That way, and just quit comics altogether. And that way they just
great idea.
That way they make money just automatically without the headaches of making comics.
Without the legwork. Yeah.
I think that would be great. That would be great, dude. It brings about a much needed shot in the arm when it comes to storytelling and how these properties are going to be handled.
Really? Or they'll do what Disney did and put DC out to AI, and everyone can do everything with them.
No, if all of these things go out to like Boom or anybody else, suddenly you have people that are like, they're going to take risks. So there is a pro there. They're not golden gooses. They're like, we need to make a statement. Maybe it isn't absolute Batman, but like Batman is going to be Batman and people are going to like it. We better make sure that we do something awesome. They're not going to be like this. It's almost bland with all the golden geese they have right now. But
I don't think it's bland. I just think it's too much for them to handle.
Yeah, that might be true.
Right? When you've got a garden that is too big for you to handle all by yourself, right? Some things are going to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
And some of those do.
That's a good point.
They'll just bring Schneider back to do his universe again.
And if he sells, right? He sells, right? But he also has a literary agent that gets a percentage. So he's going to make sure that outlets are pushing him. So
if Zack Snyder did the Iron Man movie, the Avengers would be fighting Thanos by the second Iron Man movie. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, there's not a lot of build in the Snyder realm of storytelling.
No, he just guts all the lore and vomits it into one movie.
Pretty much a just go type of thing.
Yeah. He did the movie Go? No, right? He didn't do the movie Go.
No, I said he's a just go guy as far as his storytelling. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Let's go.
Yeah. I was rewatching his Sucker Punch. I was a fan of it, right? And I tried to introduce my wife to it. And I'm like, this movie needed a lot more breathing room.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. No, not a lot of it, bro.
Yeah. I think the movie he wanted to make was all the interstitials. Okay. That's the movie he wanted to make. He didn't know how to make that movie, so he put in all that other bullshit with the with the insane asylum.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I kind of liked the zombie one. Was it Army of the Dead one with Dave Bautista? There's so many slow-mo stuff There's just so much.
Yeah, but that's
slow
him.
motion.
That's like
my
that's like
God.
J.J. Abrams with the lens flare. Like that's what he does.
Michael
Yeah,
Bay
I
and
know.
explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is
Well,
it Michael Bay with the explosions or Michael Bay with the
Michael
turnaround, the camera turnaround and the light shine over
Not
the
just
back of the head?
not just one turn. He turns 3. Like he's got the head going this way, the camera going that way.
Yeah.
Like he's got multiple layers of we're turning, we're moving. Yeah.
And it's
And
not
the
just,
explosion. And the explosion.
Yeah, the explosions behind
but
it.
it's not just the explosion. It's also hot chick jumping, not with a not a speck of dirt on her, looking perfect, jumping through these flames, looking incredible every time. So
Yes. My wife gets upset. She goes, "How do they keep the hair that perfect in a fight? You tie your hair up in a fight. That's what you do. It's so unbelievable." The comics are better off in the hands of smaller companies run by actual comic people instead of being run by corporate run bean counters who have no idea why people even like this stuff. Good call. Good call.
Yeah, well, you watched the what was his name, Iger or whatever, like wreck Marvel back in the day. Was it Iger?
oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
No, not Iger.
Not
What's his
Iger.
name? No,
The other guy.
Perlmutter.
Perlmutter.
Yeah. But he was a nickel and dime guy, bro.
Yes.
I haven't seen many Snyder movies, but I'm tired of the Snyder cut. Just release what the fuck you want. Oh, excuse me. Just release what.
That's not why there's
First
Snyder
time.
cuts. There are Snyder cuts because the studios don't want what he's doing. That's why you get a Snyder cut. It's like with the Rebel Moon, for example. He told them, like, look, I know you don't want all this, so I'm going to give you what you want, but I'm going to film what I want. And then when we're done, we'll release what I want too. And then basically he's just trying to tell people, like, look, just listen to me. I'm right. And that's why they do the Snyder cuts.
Yeah.
But that's how that
Either version was stuff that nobody wanted, though.
That's right. Yeah, but he thinks he wants it. Like he thinks that's what makes it a better thing.
Oh, Snyder.
The only film that I've ever seen that work with is Kingdom of Heaven.
Orlando Bloom.
Oh, what a
Yes,
fucking-
Orlando Bloom.
Yes.
If you watch the theatrical release is not that great. It's an okay movie. But if you watch the director's cut, that's a really good movie.
I just did, and I was get it off my fucking TV. Oh my god, I was bored. I was so bored.
Listen, it's not for everybody.
It's beautiful, like it's a good. It's shot, but
it's Ridley Scott.
That's why I'm saying. Like,
Oh, okay. Alien Prometheus.
It's Prometheus is
Also,
way better.
Alien,
Way
Legend,
better.
Blade Runner.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's come on. See, but here we are. We're arguing these movies. We're arguing these comics, and it's great discourse, right? You got to put something in there. Well, dude, if it doesn't trigger the people that are reading it years or watching it years later, is it really important, right? And
It's
then you have that dead zone of these comics.
Look at
That's what
Laser
I'm talking
Blast.
about.
I mean, it's such a. We keep talking about Laser Blast.
Laser Blast.
It's 40
is still
years
triggering
old.
People. That is very true. There you go.
Are there any comic creators who have Snyder cuts? I don't know how often you guys leave out fully drawn pages that you can
It's
add.
very rare that something like that happens.
Right.
There are examples, but very rare.
Okay, give one example because I got one.
Go ahead, because all I know is I've seen them, but I couldn't really direct you.
Okay, you've paid an artist to do the book, and they've only turned in 11.
I meant like an actual example of it.
Yeah, I got you. Hold on a second. Right.
Okay.
You got 11 of 12 pages that can be used, right? And you cut it because you can only use. Excuse me. You got 10 of the 12 pages that can be used, and you cut it and use those two as maybe a spinoff to something else later on.
That's a wildly bizarre thing that you just said, but okay.
No.
Okay. I just know that I've seen like some of these like really big books, like some of the like not omnibuses, but like some of these weird like super collections. They'll put extra pages in there. Like this was a page that we did, and we didn't like it. And,
behind the scenes stuff.
Like
the DVD extras.
Right.
The Authority by Mark Miller. and Arthur Adams. They cut out a bunch of Arthur Adams pages because they were a little too violent, a little too crazy, or they had him change the artwork, or they had somebody else change the artwork. That's also why he left the series.
Wait, Arthur Adams did The Authority?
Yeah, with Mark Miller. He did the second half after Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch. Yeah.
Wait, Arthur Adams did The Authority?
I remember
Yeah,
him
he
on
did about
covers.
3
I
or
don't
4 issues.
remember. Yeah, I
He
don't
did
remember
about
him
3 or
doing
4
insights.
Yeah, he did. He did about 3 or 4 issues. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't expect you to. You don't know that much about comics.
Oh, you a motherfucker. Let's come right out. Fuck that. I usually try to hold back. You a fucking cunt. That was a fucking chop. That was a low fucking blow, kid.
Was it though? Was it?
Yeah, because I may not know comic books like that, but I don't suck Bill Willingham's dick all the fucking time. You know what I mean? The Elementals wasn't the greatest produced book on the face of the goddamn world, bro.
JDR, the best insult.
Well, the only person that mentioned Bill Willingham today was you. Yeah.
JDR, the best insult I heard from you is the very first time I've heard you speak, which is Mr. Calderon has you on. You introduce yourself. He cuts you off, like kicks you out. Says, "We've had enough of that." He brings you back on. You're like, "I hope you get stuck in traffic and shit your pants."
See, but the problem with that comment though was that was just him reflecting.
Because you know what? Yeah, because he doesn't drive. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So,
I mean, that's even worse than he's stuck on the bus and
stuck on the bus and you gotta take a shit, right? But he doesn't take the.
You do it on the bus, you can sit wherever you want, and you don't have to clean it up after. So that's a win.
Listen, at least this way you guarantee yourself a seat.
Dirty guys.
Depending on the bus, it might smell better too, but that's another story.
Tom, I completely lost track of your question. What was
it was just basically if Netflix does buy DC, do you think that door is open to kill off floppies?
Right. I mean, well, that was one of the fears, I guess, when Marvel was purchased by Disney.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
that they were gonna, and I mean, and the thing is they have chopped off little pieces and given it over to Dark Horse and giving it over to Dynamite, right? Like Dynamite, you see them doing. What is it like? I don't know, some random.
No, there's Herculoids, Fantastic Four crossovers and shit.
Right, but but they're also doing like they did Lilo and Stitch, and they were doing
all the Disney stuff. Yes,
right. They're doing those Disney books. Dark Horse got the Star Wars stuff back, right?
Yep.
So that was a big fear. Now, as far as Netflix chopping, it's a corporate structure, right? And I think Netflix. I don't know, man. They're kind of harsh up there, but if there's,
they cut popular TV shows after one season. If they're going to be like, fucking Spider-Man didn't sell 1 million units, get it out of here.
Yeah, I know, but we don't know what their plans are, right? We don't know, because here the craziest thing about it is Netflix. Right now they're just selling. They have a very small platform to sell IP merchandise, right? Which I've seen. They've sold stuff. Maybe they're looking to expand that. You understand? Maybe they're looking like they're worth like $400 billion plus, right? And maybe they're looking at the next thing that's going to take them to the next level. And I think they realize that it might be selling. Let's sell the stuff, Blu-rays, T-shirts, and all that other stuff. And maybe by having those IPs, real IPs that they're not developing, that are already developed, that they might be able to move into that direction and have the platform to sell it. Because imagine if they put a bumper either before or after whatever it is by DC, and they're saying, oh yeah, you can buy the books here, you can get the books here, you can buy a t-shirt here, whatever. You understand? They just got to put like a 10-second bumper, and they're going to probably sell 20, 50,000.
Bumper. They just need a QR code on the screen. Like that's what everything is now, is end of the show, QR code, go get your shit.
Yeah. I mean, however they do it. You understand? I mean, however they decide to do it. But I think if they play that game, they might be able to make a lot of money at it. But
I think it would depending on who they get to run it as well. If they get someone to run it who knows DC, knows how to handle it, loves the comics, they'll fight for it. If they get just a normal average Joe who doesn't give a shit about the comics, they'll palm it off to whoever wants it for a quick buck, and just
Mhm.
use the IP in the movies. So it really depends on who's going to be the head
Right.
in Netflix in
Yeah.
charge of it.
He's got a point. Aaron's got a big point there because prior to Marie Javins, the one running DC, it was nobody wanted to work there, right?
Yeah.
They weren't producing good content. And
What are you
now,
talking about? Jim Lee's over there.
no, the one on top of them, the one who was the go-between, the
Right,
one
right.
who was
Okay.
the one that
Mhm.
before it was Paramount Discovery, or maybe when it was
Right.
Paramount Discovery, I forgot the woman's name. But she was not liked by anyone in the DC offices, right?
Mhm.
But Marie is she's there, right? She's the great go-between. Will they have somebody like that in play with Netflix? Hope they have somebody, right? But if not, and you guys, any of you guys, had the opportunity to get a license, and I'm not talking about the big money licenses, to get a license to do your own DC book. And nothing above Green Lantern, right? So no Flash, no Wonder Woman, no Green Lantern, no Batman, Superman, Superboy. All right. If you can get C titles down.
Well, just so we throw this out there, about 5, 6, 7 more years, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are all public domain.
Right. That could be another reason why it's being offloaded.
That's what I'm saying. That's this.
Interesting.
There's way too much kind of all circumstantial that all makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But then look at how Disney's handling the whole Winnie the Pooh situation. Right.
Well,
Look
they're
at
not. They're not. There's nothing for them to do. They're fucked now. Everything comes into public domain. They have no choice but to let people do it. They can watch, and if someone fucks up, send them a cease and desist. But
of course,
other
but
than
look
that,
at how the family that owns the Zorro rights has held on to that shit like a mother, even though it's public domain. Right. They come for you. It's not King Features that has Zorro. King Features works with them. But if you could
That'd be a good one, Mr.
license one, what would you license? C titles down, please.
All right, Aaron, you're up.
Oh, fuck.
Here, I'll step in if you need a minute to think.
That's an
Yeah.
interesting title that they have.
Plastic
Everybody-
Man.
was that a Vertigo book? Had to be a
Yeah,
Vertigo.
Plastic
Oh,
Man. Why Plastic Man, Ray?
Plastic Man, you could take any, I shouldn't say any, but if you have the right stand-up comedian like an Andrew Schultz, I think it'd be an awesome, like, if I were to combine those two in my mind and write a story from there, I think I could do some really fun stuff with that.
All right, so you want to do some? Okay, you want to do the cartoon?
Yeah.
the 80s? You would.
Yeah.
Okay, Plastic Man. Okay,
I think
Alright,
it would just be
What's
fun.
the guy with the blank face that hides his
The
identity?
question.
Question.
I'd do him.
You do him?
Yeah. Not me personally, I'd write him. I'd write him.
Just saying. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All you
Okay.
cosplayers, be aware. Aaron
Depending
has
on
a
how much it
fetish.
costs. How much? How much? How much are we talking?
Okay.
All right, Tom.
I don't know. DC, man. DC's always probably, I guess, the only DC character that I've ever really kind of latched onto that's not sort of the big three is Zatanna. I was big on Zatanna long before she became this fucking, everybody.
Yeah.
I have every Zatanna appearance pre New 52, no matter how small the appearance was. I have a sketchbook full of Zatanna art from tons of different people. Like I was in on that character, and then all of a sudden everybody was like, "Oh, look, fishnets," and they all lost their minds. So that was kind of honestly, it was kind of like a drag that everybody was sort of like, "I'm on that now." I was like, I'm off. But that would probably be the one that I would vibe on the most.
Okay. Calderon, what would you go for?
Probably Blue Devil.
Ah, okay.
Mhm,
Good call on
probably
that. Well, why Blue
Blue
Devil?
You know, just taking it from a different perspective, because what I remember of the old book was he was a guy stuck in the suit, and then something happened, and he got permanently stuck in the suit, right? But he ended up with some kind of weird powers, and I don't remember the entire origin of it, but I would play with that. You know, I think there's a lot of room to play with that. You know, as far as the character is concerned.
Okay.
So who would you get?
Would you class Constantine as a lower tier?
Oh yeah.
'Cause I do like him with the demons and stuff. I like my horror stuff, so
Okay.
that'd be my second choice.
Okay. All right. I would I'd go lower below C. I'd go D.
D
if
cups.
he's that high.
Going big Barda.
Oh, that would be cool, but no.
D cup.
That would be cool. Because you could do the
That's facts, Daphne. That's facts.
there was a book in the 90s called Aztec.
Holy
yeah.
shit. That's a Vertigo book.
That's a Vertigo book?
Yeah. It's DC, but I'm saying it was put under the Vertigo brand. Yeah.
No, it wasn't under the Vertigo brand.
No, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Yeah.
The superhero Aztec guy. Yeah.
And Grant Morrison put him into his Justice League for a moment.
That's right. That's right.
I'd play it totally different, right? I definitely lean into the whole Aztec mythology, but brought up with incorporating today's, technological side. I thought that's where that series was going.
But you could do that right now.
I could do that right now.
Mhm.
I'll tell you something else later. But I mean, we can
Spoiler,
do anything right now.
I just outed Jay on the last book he's doing next year.
Yeah.
We could do anything. We can reinterpret anything. Fuck, Invincible's just Superboy, right?
And Watchmen, the old Charlton characters.
Watchmen's the Charlton characters, right? We said this the other day. Weapons was just another take on the Pied Piper.
What was Lee Field's ripoff of Captain America again? I can't remember the name at the top of my
Fighting
head.
Eagle or some shit like
Fighting Eagle. No, Fighting American.
Fighting American, yes.
And the lawsuit was he could keep everything, but the Fighting American couldn't throw the shield anymore. Right? And
Amazing.
He likes to say, he likes to talk about the derivatives, right? But his Supreme was a derivative, right? His Youngblood was his Teen Titans. They were all derivatives, right? That's all. We all have that. We all have that. So nobody should be emboldened and say, "Oh, my shit's original." Oh, fuck out of here.
Nah, my shit's original.
It's your spin,
Mine's not superhero, to be fair, so I guess I'm kind of removed from that. But
Yeah, but it's also in
There
there.
were Dungeons and Dragons comics, Ray. You're just ripping off Dungeons and
what
Dragons.
he said, yep,
DC
that's what I'm
Comics,
doing.
Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but I'd go Aztec.
When does Presto show up in your comic, Ray?
Mhm.
Presto? No.
Oh,
No. Presto, come on. How about the
I'll sooner
Barbarian?
have Batmite.
Uh-huh.
did you guys watch the unproduced YouTube video of the final Dungeons and Dragons episode?
No.
You didn't see it?
No, I gotta go watch that.
It's just reuse of old footage, but there was a script for it, so they took old
I see.
footage and recreated
Just to give it some visuals.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Recreated
Yeah.
the story, yeah.
And they
I like
did,
how the very first episode they're fighting Tiamat right off the hop.
That's
That
how
just
you
gives
do
me
it.
a chuckle.
That's
Yeah.
how
It's
you
like
do it.
that's like a final boss battle. They're like, we're level 1, and this giant 5-headed dragon comes out of the. It's awesome.
All right, I got a question for everybody. Has nothing to do with any of this stuff. So, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently in comics?
Don't do
Then
it.
start all over. What'd you say, Ray?
I said, don't do it.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. So that's enough from Aaron. Ray, what do you got?
I think one thing I would do is I think I would get everything finished for issue 2 before I launched issue 1.
Ah,
I think that's what I would do. I have no problem releasing annually. With that said, I think I would have a lot more fun releasing sooner. That's what I would do.
Yeah, keep the momentum going. It's kind of hard when you're doing like
Or
one issue a year.
having more momentum. I'm getting a lot of great support, but yes, I would have more momentum if I released them sooner.
All right, cool. Aaron, would you like to take another shot at that?
Yeah, I think trying to not do everything all at once is a big thing. Like, especially even now, I'm doing it. I've done 19 Kickstarters, and it's a new series I'm launching. So I am trying to get every single merchandise that I can think of: 3D models, T-shirts, hoodies. It's stressing me the fuck out, and I think I just need to like take a step back, just chill the fuck out at this point. Yeah, try not let it get to you is probably very hard, but that's try what I'd come into with that mindset. Like if you don't, because I know all my Kickstarters didn't succeed. Some of them failed, and it's not the end of the world. You just come back and relaunch. So, but like Ray said, it's that momentum. If you fail on this Kickstarter, that puts me back like 8 months because it's trying to fit it in with the other Kickstarters I'm trying to launch. So it's a nightmare. So that's probably what I'd try and bring in and fail.
All right, cool. Tom, what are your thoughts?
I think that, and I've thought about this recently too, which is why I'm kind of, in a way, kind of resetting my thought process on the future a little bit. But I probably would have actively tried to stick with the primary books that we started with: Penny for Your Soul, Critter, Legend of Oz, Ursa Minor, and stay focused on them rather than Scheherazade, Kaiju Epic, Lights, Camera, Jungle, Princesses versus Zombies, like just too much, because it's impossible to do all of that. So, here I am 15 years later doing publishing, but I still have these books that aren't really even close to being finished. Critter, Oz, whatever, like there's at least so much story left before they're finished. But if I had just sort of really stayed where I was and focused in and just kind of kept going with like those 4, some of that would have been done by now. Like we would have reached our finale and I would have been like, oh, I have a completed, series. Here's the 10 volumes, whatever it is. And then I would be on to other things. But at the same time, doing all of this new stuff, Goth Day, PVZ, stuff like that, it brought new eyeballs to me through those alternate genres that weren't, represented in the core 4. So, it's sort of a plus minus type of thing, but I'm at a stage where I've realized that there's a value in completing your story. And so, the core 4, I'm really kind of like time to go back into these books and really push them towards the finale rather than like take too much time with the extraneous stuff. Like I might do like 1 Princesses versus Zombies a year now, but I might do like 4 Oz and then 4 Critter and then like, 4 Ursa Minor, and just kind of try and push through those books a little faster and reach some finales so I can say I finished it.
with that.
Cool. Jay?
I'm exactly with that. I'm exactly with that, dude. Not eat with my eyes, right? And shit, I still did it today, man. I'm developing new stuff and haven't finished the arcs that I'm currently on, and it also makes me question what I am, right? And I'm a better starter than a finisher, right? I build up something so grand that when it comes to actually telling the story, I end up trimming all of that fat, right? And I'm just like, just stick to the one thing. That way you don't have to trim so many fat in so many different areas.
Mm.
And you'd have more time creating more in that one area.
All right. Well, that's cool.
So no Aztec next year.
No Aztec.
No Aztec next year. Maybe 2027.
He says, actually writing notes as he's talking. No aspect.
Like in my head, I'm like, how do I make it different from the Blue Beetle movie? You know?
What if it was the Green Beetle?
Mm.
No, that's
And it
too
would
close
be
to
only
Green
on
Hornet.
Netflix.
Too close to Green Hornet. You got to go.
Oh, the
Orange
Green Hornet
Beetle.
was such a bad movie.
Orange Beetle.
The Green
Or,
Hornet
yeah,
was such
Yellow
a bad-
Beetle.
Yeah.
Yellow Beetle.
Yeah. I think to answer my own question, it's it would probably be planning out the stories so that they're a little bit more condensed, a little bit shorter, and a less massive in scope.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely what I would have done. You know, just so that yes, I could put a stamp on them, finish them, because I'm like, I think I got 7 Oswald trades, and I'm about to put out at least another 4 this year. So, and I'm nowhere near done.
Keeps you busy.
Oh, it definitely keeps me busy. Keeps me busy. Sometimes keeps you up at night. You know, and that's just Oswald. I still have to finish Dreamweavers. I still have to finish up Tall Tales. I have the 3rd arc to write for that. At least another 10 issues on that. Yeah, and and the thing is, I want to finish these stories. So that's where I'm at.
So do you guys start a new IP with an actual end in mind? Do you have it all planned out, or is it just like you finish it when you decide to?
I have my original core 4 all have endings. I knew where they were going when I started them, and then with like Princesses versus Zombies, that's not a story that requires really an ending, because zombie movies don't really get endings per se, or if they do, they're all bad because everybody's dead. So within that genre, I can kind of leave it ambiguous or open or whatever. So I don't really have like a hardcore, that's the end of it. But most of what I do,
you could also come back as well. You could
correct.
leave it for 5
Yeah.
years.
Oh yeah, I could definitely
come
leave it
back.
like issue 5, we're done, and then come back and see where they are in 5 years. Do a little 28 years later type of thing with that. Yeah. But most of the time, if I have a story, generally speaking, I know where it finishes, at least as far as like you said, we're going to stop here. This wraps up everything I need to wrap up. Doors may be open to come back, but it does kind of, conclude. Yeah.
All right, cool. Ray, what are your thoughts?
Well, for me, I'm kind of, relatively speaking, new to the game. So for me, it's one arc at a time. And I have it in such a way where each arc I could walk away at that point. And that's it.
Okay.
All right, cool. Jay, what are you thinking?
An end as in the final breath of the character. No, I don't have that, but the end of the arc. Yeah, I know where the end of the Shield of the Interceptor arc is going to be. And then I get to put it to bed for a little while while I work on some other stuff. But while I'm doing that, oh my God, can I pepper in a couple of
No, we just said you can't do that, Jay. That's the fat you have to trim.
I know. There's that, and with Vicky Sticks, I have 5 A stories, and the B story is not the back matter, but the button at the end, and that builds until the last 3 issues, which goes into 6, 7, and 8, which would be her origin story. Where I go after that, I don't know. And then the New York versus the world, each one is self-contained, right? It's a zombie story in New York City, and the only main character is New York. And if I see a different way I can look at something, yeah, Raymond. If I can see a different way I can look at something in New York and put that zombie twist, that post-apocalyptic zombie twist to it, then I'll go back and I'll investigate it.
I always liked your idea, not to tangent too much, but New York versus the world. I always liked how you very, very proud of your area and seeing how, or reflecting on New York is tough and resilient, and hence the title. I just think that's a really cool concept.
Thanks, bro. Thank you. And I appreciate how you Canadians have the best Coke.
The best
Not cocaine, Coca-Cola. Excuse me. Coca-Cola.
Colombian Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
All kinds of secrets coming out on this show tonight.
Yes,
What's so special about Canadian Coca-Cola?
It is fucking delicious.
Why? What's the difference?
You're not
I'm assuming you have American Coca-Cola.
Yeah, but you're not bloated. You drink an American Coke, you feel gassy, you feel bloated. I did not.
I think that's a user problem, Jag.
No, not me.
I don't have that problem.
You drink Canadian Coca-Cola?
No, you just said drinking American Coca-Cola, you get bloated. I don't get bloated.
Wait till you drink Canadian Coca-Cola.
It's the same as Mexican, where you have real sugar.
Yes, you get the real cane sugar, right?
That's why.
I didn't know
Same
that.
as the UK, we have real
That's
sugar.
just the diabetes kicking up in you, in Jay.
Oh,
It tastes
dude,
so much better.
but that's the American. I know you're making fun of it, but bro, that's the thing, man. There's so many things that are taken out of the natural process in American foods, right?
Yeah,
that Canadian, UK don't have that. Like, so I told a buddy of mine, and he's like, he brought his wife over, who's from Canada.
I call it that. Go for it.
Who's from Canada. And she's like, you think the Coca-Cola is good? You should try our Oreos. I said, what? She goes, I can't eat your Oreo cookies. I spit it out. Right? But Tom, I don't know if you noticed this, Calderon, I don't know if you noticed this. Chips Ahoy, when we were kids,
1,000
had real
chips,
chocolate
delicious.
chips in it. Now, it's not what it was. You used to be able to put a Chips Ahoy cookie.
None of
chips
the
in
food
ours.
that we eat now is what we ate 40 years ago. None of it.
Right. That's why I don't touch Chips Ahoy or I try to stay away from it.
But even just regular food, even just like eating chicken or meat or whatever, they pump that stuff full of all kinds of crap.
Do you guys have Smarties or M&Ms? I can't remember. We've got both here.
We got both.
You can get both, but M&Ms is the prime.
M&Ms is the American one. Smarties I like just because it's like a lighter chocolate, but M&Ms is like a good dark chocolate kind of thing.
Oh, wait a second.
Relatively speaking.
Our Smarties
they don't have Smarties like chocolates in the US.
No.
Their Smarties are like this shitty candy. It's just
Yeah.
Oh, it's different.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
Smarties looks like a little bottle cap, a sugar bottle cap.
They don't have Mars bars. They don't have double
Mars bars.
deckers.
Those are
they
so
don't
good.
have crunchies.
Oh, we used to.
They suck.
Yeah.
The chocolate tastes like vomit.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Compared to like European chocolate,
Yeah.
American chocolate, they did a blind test like a couple of years
There's a
ago,
couple on
where
YouTube.
they had Belgian, they had American. The only one the only Americans liked was their own because it reminded them of childhood. Everyone else said it tasted like vomit.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's funny because the cacao is, it's
Edible chalk. Interesting.
So,
Smarties in Canada is amazing. I'm a big
really?
Smarties fan.
See, so I've never
Smarties
had a
have the answer.
Smarties. Look at that.
There you go. Jay, there's your next road trip.
Yeah.
Smarties.
Well,
So you're in New York, so where you go through like Niagara Falls, probably that would be your
So we
easiest
did
way to go.
Ontario. We did oh shit! Fuck it. Ontario was a better Atlantic City than Atlantic City. Look, I'm a sucker for commercialism. I'm not going to say I'm not. I am. I'm a mark. Tom likes to say, I know I am a mark. I'm a mark. Okay, no problem with commercialism as long as it's done right. Okay.
It's weird to me that Atlantic City is a dump.
Oh my god, it's a mega fucking dump, bro.
It's
It
so
keeps
bizarre.
getting worse. It keeps getting
bizarre.
worse, man.
Yeah. I haven't been in a long. I've been in at least 10 years, but yeah, it was a dump the last time I was.
So
there.
when we were on the Canadian side of Niagara, I was like, this is fucking Atlantic City. You know, you had the casinos, you had the commercialism, right? But you also had the little pockets of genuine, authentic, like food. You know,
I know.
They
what you
got
mean.
hookers in Ontario.
I don't know.
Apparently, I can't
Probably.
confirm nor deny such a thing.
Um,
Apparently,
No comment.
I was gonna say, 'cause we could just talk about Vegas, but you know, if there's no hooker, I just wasn't sure if there were like Canadian hookers, if that was a thing.
bro, sidewalks were clean. Sidewalks were clean, dude.
Cyborg.
Fucking exciting. You understand what it's
Well,
like?
right.
I'll tell you this. I went to Vegas. I remember going to Vegas one time and we went into Denny's just to have breakfast. And they brought us a couple glasses of water. Like, here's your water. Order when you're ready. Okay, great. Took a shot of that water. It was like drinking lead. Like you could taste
the metal.
whatever was going on.
From the tap.
I can only imagine this is what Flint water tastes like in Michigan. Like, it was
87
so-
premium unleaded.
I'm telling you, man, it's like I can't do not drink the water in, like they tell you don't drink it in Mexico. Don't drink it in Vegas either. Oh my God.
Really? Yeah, because they got that problem right now in Puerto Rico. The water in Puerto Rico is really fucked up. Like there's this whole big corruption scandal with
There's a lot of
redoing the
floating
electric-
garbage there, isn't there?
No, there's not floating garbage over there.
I heard
They're
something
getting
like that.
they're getting fleeced, is what they're getting fleeced, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Dude. So right now, 190,000 people are out of water because there is a process that when the pipes get jammed up and when the electrical grid is operating properly, right, that jam up doesn't happen. So it happened and it burst, and it could be traced back to the electrical grid not being working to alleviate that process. So now 190,000 people are out of water on a fucking island, dude. On an island, man.
Go figure.
And, you tell me why the governor of the island only makes $70,000, yet the person who has been put in the seat of management makes 62 million, who was put there from the current administration to regulate things.
Crazy.
What's wrong when that happens, brother?
All right, going back to
Sweet tarts
comics.
are good. I like sweet
Yeah.
tarts.
Yeah, sweet
Going
tarts.
back.
Yeah.
So
Going
Smarties
back
I'm
to
going
are
to make a new
Sorry.
comic called Canadia, and it's going to be about hookers. That's what
How
I'm doing.
about we make it about
bad
how
water.
about we make it about candy bar characters?
I'm with it.
And each person, there's a Twix, there's a Kit Kat, there's a coffee crisp, there's
No hookers.
well, maybe one of them is one of the candy bars. What
Oh,
you're suggesting?
Ray,
Right.
you just gave me the plot for Hudson Hawk.
There you go.
Let's do it.
You guys never saw Hudson Hawk?
Long time ago. All right, gentlemen, regardless, we're hour 2. We're done. We're done. Aaron,
We made
where
it.
can we find you in your work?
Laser blast.
You can find me Robleski Aaron on Instagram or Pillars of Creation. Put that in. You get the pre-launch is live, so please follow.
All right, cool. Ray, where can they find you in your work, sir?
You can find me as DM Ray on Facebook. You can find the Madcaps Facebook page. You can find me on Instagram as at Raymond the DM. DM short for Dungeon Master because I love me some D&D. You can find the Madcaps issue 3, the final issue, pre-launch page on Kickstarter right now, and you can get all 3 issues. We've got some cool covers coming out. Melee, magic, monsters, all the mayhem. It's going to be a good time. Sign up now. The very least you'll be doing is helping me on the algorithm of getting noticed by others. So check out that link. You'll be helping me out a lot. I appreciate it.
All right, cool. Tom, where can they find you in your work, sir?
BigDogInc.com if you need books. And we're here on Facebook all the time. We run Patreon as well. We got like 50 plus people over on Patreon now. So if you want to kind of watch how we make comics, from logos to art to design to everything, we kind of show you how we make the cake over there. Patreon.com/Big Dog Inc. And of course, we're on all the other socials as well in various places. Just look up Big Dog Inc.
Cool. Jay.
Unstoppable Comics. You can find all my social media links at unstoppablecomics.com. Friday nights, Comic Book Streamland with these guys. Maybe Ray sometime soon. Aaron, if you want to come through, you're more than welcome, bro. Friday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, that's it right now. All my social media links at unstoppablecomics.com.
Laser Blast 45th anniversary show coming up soon.
Yes, that will definitely be happening. All right, everybody. So I'm JD Calderon, the writer, creator of the Oswald Chronicles. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those different places. DeviantArt. Most Sunday nights here with Jay, sometimes with Tom, a lot of times with Tom. So we'll be back. But just remember, everyone, please check out the show notes. In those show notes is everybody's links. Click on those links. Pick up these books, right? Because all of these creators are all passionate. They all love their work. They're all doing these works, and they all want to share them with you. So please click those links, buy those books. Thank you so much, everyone. And just don't forget, read more indie comics, especially ours. Have a good night.
Later.
Thank you.